episode 121 of Comics and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Lumpy.
And this is the review show that reviews comics chronologically. Kind of. Didn't sound like you wanted to be here right now.
I did on purpose to see if anyone would even acknowledge it. Now I can hold back and laugh at it.
In any case, today we're covering the third story in Batman number 26 from the December-January issue 1944-1945. Today's story is called The Year 3000. It was written by Joseph Green, penciled and inked by Dick Sprang, and no colors. No letterer for some reason again. Whatever. Yeah. So this is the first time we get an alternate telling of Batman and Robin.
It actually says Batman and Robin aren't even in this comic.
Nope.
Yeah, no. Technically, this is an Elseworld story because this doesn't happen in the year 3000 in DC continuity. So this is an alternate version of him. So,
okay.
So the story is completely pointless.
It's also a terrible version. So
completely pointless every single way. Yes. So I guess Lumpy, you're up for the non-canon splash page.
at the top, you have the black Batman with red Batman lettering, yellow with, and green Robin. And then you have the little thing that tells you what happens in this story.
I do want to mention that it says in the beginning of this, the story concerns Batman and Robin, and yet Batman and Robin do not appear in it.
But then there's
yes.
only a splash page.
And then you have Batman and Robin being projected onto a screen, and you have Martians.
Nope.
Aliens. Saturnarians.
Yes.
Now I remember they're Saturnarians.
Yes.
And they are, one of them's pointing a gun, the other one has like paddles for hands. And,
Why are their arms so skinny and they got weird
I was about to say, explain what they look like.
So they look like frogs, bodies of frogs, kind of the face of a man, but I can't tell if it's part of their body or if it's like a helmet that they're wearing that looks like they got these giant big mouse ears.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they're all green.
Well, different shades of green anyway.
Yeah, their bodies are dark green, most of them are dark green, and then just their faces are like a yellowish green.
Yeah. It's
very futuristic.
Very futuristic looking, yes.
It just looks really sci-fi to me. That's what it basically is.
They bothered to put it in background.
Yes, they did. They went over the top. And it's not even that good, to be honest.
It's still plain and looking and, like, still sparse.
Yes.
Is that it?
That's it.
Alright. So, we open up proper in the year 3000. At the turn of the century, the year 3000, saw the Earth reach the peak of its development. Swiftly, gloriously, it rose towards the clouds. Which, okay, that's kind of like any skyscraper, but whatever. Anyway, they managed to do interplanetary trade and travel, as foreseen it by H.G. Wells and Julius Verne.
I don't know if it was yet or not, and it may have been, but the skyscrapers and stuff are pink, but they're very reminiscent of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, the Emerald City.
Yes, but it's pink.
Mm-hmm. I mean, makes sense. The Wizard of Oz came out like a decade earlier, so...
Yeah, that's right. I figured it had to be around that time. I wasn't sure.
I think Wizard of Oz was 36. I could be wrong, though.
Probably.
Anyway, so they did space travel, but they managed to come to peace where only scientists and teachers made war on disease 39. And ignorance.
Wizard of Oz is 39. Just to keep it.
That was close.
And the time capsule is from 1939.
Spoilers!
Yes.
And it wasn't 39, by the way. That's something else. No, I'm wrong. You're right. For it was a world at peace where only scientists and teachers made war on disease and ignorance. And children played under the warm sun instead of cowering under ground air raid shelters. Because, we're still worried about the wars and stuff in 1944. And then they get really specific here for some reason. And then on April 10th, they still use our calendars, I guess, 2,000 years in the future. 3000 AD, at exactly 9:12 in the morning, came the Blitzkrieg stab in the back. Saturn attacked Earth. They really tried to get the suspense going.
They tried.
Yeah.
They tried hard.
And
I gotta give them a little credit here. They tried.
I'm trying to give it the gravity they tried to go for it, but I'm having trouble keeping a straight face.
Honestly, the first page is probably the best part of the whole comic.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
You see those weird Saturn alien people. Like,
yeah.
But then caught unprepared after more than a century of peace, Earth's proud cities crumbled before the onslaught of the grotesque space invaders. From his stronghold on the planet Saturn, Fiora, get it? The Fiora?
The Führer.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even catch that.
The Warlord ruled the Earth. So, Saturn invaded with their aliens on Saturn, apparently, and they enslaved humanity. That's what you needed to know from all that. And then the Fiora, the leader of the Saturns, wants to take Earth, then it's going to take Mars, then Mercury, because I guess there's aliens in every planet in our solar system. Because this was still 1945, and we haven't really gone to the moon yet, or any of that stuff, so they still believed in that stuff. Anyway, sounded like you wanted to say something, but I guess not. Anyway.
I believe in it.
I laughed.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can believe in aliens, it's fine, but there's none on the planets in our solar system because we've checked.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in the planets. We haven't been inside the planets.
Yeah, maybe they are inside the planets.
It's an opinion.
That's where the Saturns are. We'll find out later.
Yeah.
But on this world, at the moment, there is a concentration camp. And we get Bruce and Dick. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Bran and Ricky.
Yeah, Brandon Rick.
No, Ricky.
I know, but close.
It's so stupid. Anyway.
I don't understand the Ricky one.
Richard.
Dick is short for
Yeah.
Richard.
Yeah. Richard Grayson. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
The
not-
K doesn't make sense, but
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't get it, but it's fine.
the K doesn't make sense, but, you know, R, Robin.
Yeah, but the other one is Brain because of...
Yeah, well, don't spoil it.
We'll get there.
Don't
We'll get
spoil
there.
that. That's the dumbest twist ever.
Yes, I agree.
Anyway, so they're looking down on a concentration camp. Brain and Ricky. Is it Brain? Bran?
Brain. It's got to be Brain.
No, because Brain's Brain.
Yeah, it's Brain.
Brane could be Brain too, because if you
We can talk about it. We can talk about it later, but it's Brain.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so they're just talking about, you know, how, you know, they're in chains and stuff, but they see a capsule down, or what looks like a missile. I thought it was a rocket, or to be honest with you. But they see it down in there, they go down and they discover the time capsule from the New York's World Fair, 1939. And so, what was it, 5 years ago in their present time? So
I don't remember Batman and Robin doing a time capsule. I don't remember them doing that.
No, but they didn't put the time capsule in it. This was other people, because they're in a film reel. They're not actually, wasn't their stuff. Anyway, so they open the time capsule, and there's an ancient watch, a can opener, a razor with whiskers still on it, coins, bills, and there's also a microfilm, and directions for building an old-fashioned motion picture projection machine to show it. I hope they have the technology to do it. Anyway, so they put it together, and the film reel has, and so, the colonists were liberated, George Washington was elected president, and the Americans turned eager eyes towards a future where only free men walk the earth. So, it's filled with American propaganda.
I mean, that's usually what's in the time capsule anyway. Whoever puts it there, it's their propaganda they put in there. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But
they use the American analogy here because in 1776 the colonists fought for freedom because no one else has ever fought for freedom, and only Americans fight for the free. And
not the way America did.
Do you know history? Okay. Anyway,
they don't.
Moving on.
3,000 years in the future, they probably lost all the history. They don't even know.
I was talking to Lumpy, but
there's another time for that argument, TJ. It's not here.
Anyway, I will moving on. Anyway, they discover this and this inspires them as Bran goes to talk to all his other human slaves, I guess there are, and they're like, in 1776, the colonists fought for freedom, and they're like, the aliens have disintegrator rifles and atom cannons. What do you want us to do? And he's like,
fight.
Well, the Americans didn't have guns. They're overpowering left for liver. No, they had guns. Anyway, their people are like, we're not doing this. You're crazy. And then, but Brand's girlfriend, what's her name? Laurel. Yeah. Laurel is like, yeah, those guys are cowards. I'm glad I'm marrying you. And
she doesn't like cowards.
Yeah,
because he's a man.
Yeah, this is a plot thing. Anyway, after they're found motivations, they continue watching the film. I don't know why they didn't watch the entire thing, and they just stuck.
They're watching Batman and Robin, who do not appear in this comic.
Yeah, they don't. You're right.
They do not. They watched them, but they do not appear in this comic.
But apparently, the film reel continues and shows Batman and Robin in the past beating up some Bobo gangsters. They don't even show like the Joker or something.
Right? No, it's nobody's.
And then Brand says, "Batman, that name, that costume seems familiar somehow. I wonder why." Anyway, and then there's this line. It said, "They alone for crime and evil were companions of justice, that inspiration of people and loving proof of man's indomitable courage." I hate this version of Batman. He's just Superman in Gotham. That's all he is. It's kind of cheap, this version of it. It's like, why don't you just do Superman if you want to do Superman? Anyway, this inspires them to be courageous and to put on costumes and stuff. Meanwhile, on Saturn, the Fuhrer is telling his people that I want all the Earthlings to have a curfew. If they're out after 9 o'clock, disintegrate them. And then he goes on to brag how he easily manipulated the humans into being slaves because they react the same like robots. They're all robots. Ha 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 ha. Joke that you get later.
Yeah.
Anyway, after 9 o'clock, woman and her son are walking, and they're about to be disintegrated by the aliens. But Batman and Robin show up and beat the aliens up.
Why didn't they beat the lady up for being out past curfew? That is a law. You know, there are rules. We have to follow rules here.
I know. Because I guess
should have been in.
I guess this version of Batman is like 1936 Batman, where he's a vigilante and he just does still kill people and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I like when he's got a couple panels later where he's got this thing by the neck. It's Saturn.
Yeah, they're Saturnarians. They're not
people.
They're not people.
Anyway, the woman and the son thank them and they go, and then they just go on what's it called?
Rampage. Tirade.
What is it?
They go on like a rampage or tirade.
No, they use guerrilla tactics to sabotage the army. So they like you said, grab one Satarian by the throat as they raid like an armory and like give people their food back. Yeah, they're terrorists. You're right. They break out a people of concentration and they leave a note for the people they're giving them all guns, and then Satarians are like, "Oh, I remember this should go. It was Batman." And then the people are starting to come around that maybe, hey, if Batman could do it, we can start standing up to them. They're not as indestructible as we thought. And then Bran and Ricky go home and they're going to go to bed. And they're just talking about, inspiring hope. And the people are coming around. They're like, they're starting to scale at the aliens because they feel like there's hope. And then this makes the Fuhrer realize that, they're not robots. They can actually think for themselves. Okay. And then Bran and Ricky go to a museum and get some old-fashioned weapons. There's a machine gun that I don't think they ever use. But they talk about machine guns and grenades. And they find a commando book tactics. So Bran reads the whole book in one day. And he comes up with some tactics. And then he goes and has another speech. And they all inspire. And then I guess they spend the next couple of months teaching people judo and obstacle courses. So I guess Bran and stuff already knew this. Because they just
already in that book.
Sure, but but I guess putting on Batman and Robin's outfits just means you get Batman and Robin's abilities, because that's what it seems like.
You'll learn why.
Anyway, but as everyone else is trading, Bran's fiance goes up to him and is like, "Why aren't you helping?" And he's like, because we can't fight the Saturday. We're fools to fight the Saturday." And now she's mad at him and not going to marry him because he's a coward.
We sound like cowards.
Yes. And Bran's all sad. And Ricky's like, "You can tell her after we've finished this job." And then, so they get their little army and they create something called a sky sled. I can't really see what it is. It just looks like a board.
It's like an airplane hang glider.
What is it? Like a Yeah, I don't know. They're flying through the air with machine guns attached to their front.
It's a flying boogie board.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're attacking the Cetarians, and their big ships can't go with take on the little ships, and the humans win, and they drive the Cetarians off their planet. They beat them up, and that's that. And then Batman's like, after they won, Batman's like, all right, we're not done. We're going to follow them home, and then we're going to murder them all. That's not what he says.
Yeah, we're going to kill everybody.
That's what it felt like. But no, we got to go after Saturn and attack them again before they attack us. And you're like, what? We just won. Why do we got to go to Saturn now? We got our home back. And then it's like, and then he takes off his mask and reveals his brand. I'm a normal person like you, and I say we go, so we go. And so they go.
And he gets his girl back.
And then, yes, and then his fiance's like, oh, I was wrong because you were Batman all along, blah, blah, blah. And so they take an invading space fleet and go to Saturn and invade Saturn. And
where are they getting all these ships and stuff? Like,
they say it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it is taken human spacecraft, Saturn spacecraft that they took off of the Saturnians, and boogie boards, essentially.
Yeah, they're boogie boards.
And so they go to Saturn, and then it's Earth versus Saturn, the War of the Worlds, according to the narrator who just wanted to plug that book, I guess. So they're on Saturn, and they attack a radio tower or something. I don't know what it is. Some kind of tower. And after they attack the tower, all the Saturnarians just fall over and die. And then Batman goes over and is like, why did they all die? And he looks at them, and all the Sanitarians are actually robots.
Yeah.
And it's called an Electrio Power Building.
Okay.
Why they named it that, I don't know, but that's what it was.
In any case, they're robots. And they explain that's when they destroy that's what happens. And then the real Saturnarians come up from underground.
You know how many old movies I've seen with these exact characters coming out from underground?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure even one of the Planet of the Apes movies had people that look like this living underground, worshipping the nuclear bomb or some shit. But there were so many old movies that had these characters.
Those cloaks with the same hat thing, yeah.
It's so weird.
In any case, so they were driven underground by the Fuhrer, and because he took over their planet too, and they're actually not bad people.
So was the Fuhrer a robot or no?
No, we'll get to that.
Okay, we're coming up to that. I see it now.
Yeah, so they're grateful that they can, but that's the last we see of their actual Cetarians, because I don't know why we needed that. I guess we just needed to show that aliens aren't specifically bad.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why the actual aliens were actual robots. Why all these little plot twists are in here? None of it means anything. In any case, so they go after the Fuhrer, but the Fuhrer has, what do they call it? What's the suit he wears? A Strato suit, which is just a spacesuit with a rocket attached to it, and he flies out into space. He's trying to get away, but Batman follows in his own shadow suit, and they struggle in space, but then Batman shoots him and kills him because he hit his spacesuit, and then he freezes because he's in space and it's a vacuum, and so he's going to freeze to death. And the editor made sure to put a note in explaining how the alien froze to death in space, because he really wanted you to know that it is 200 degrees below zero in space.
Yes. Editor's note.
Yeah, I don't know why they wanted you to specifically know that. Maybe to show that maybe Batman didn't kill him, but Batman did.
And that's why Batman's not dying out there. They're letting you know that the other guy died only because of the rip in his suit. Batman's can survive it because his suit is still intact.
Okay.
How come this one gets 13 pages and the last one only got 12? Cavalier only got 12.
Because they had to put a lot of worthless stuff into this.
No, you're right. It was 12. Yeah, this one, they put a lot into this because they thought this was going to be something.
Yeah.
And when we get to the credits, they really think this is going to be something, but it's not. It's garbage. Anyway, next day, the grateful Centaurians watch the Earth and head home, and they go home, and Earth is free again, and they have won their freedom. Batman makes a big speech about how they won their freedom, and freedom are too precious to ever left unguarded again, because, they're peace loving. You can't be peaceful, or aliens are going to invade and take over. You have to be armed and make sure that you always have weapons of mass destruction to take care of the aliens that come to invade you. Just saying.
You never know when you're going to need them.
Yep. That's the moral of the story.
Okay.
Don't lay on your laurels. That's the
it's right
basic.
there. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm coming to it.
Yeah, I got it.
But Brain explains that, and Laurel says, his fiance is like, now we can move forward and forget the past. And Brain's like, no, it's because of the past and the American history and the book on commando warfare that we won this. So don't forget the past. And then this just comes out of nowhere. She's like, I'm curious about your real name, Brain. Like everything in this modern age, so that we We streamline everything. We streamline everything in this modern age, so that our first names run into our last. So we just combine our first and last name to make one name together. Mine, my name is Laurel, but I'm actually Laura Hall. But you never told me yours. So just before I get into the twist here, I thought Laura Hall was an actual character because if you know anything about Hawkman, his name's Carter Hall. So that threw me off, but it has nothing to do with that. And then Brian's like, "Oh, I'm the 20th. I'm the 20th direct descendant of my family that bear my first name and last name. But I thought you knew what my name was. It is Bruce Wayne. Boo!"
Yeah.
So again, my biggest argument for this, the comic was terrible, but Brain, which would be Bruce Wayne, Brain.
Right.
But Ricky makes no sense. Zero.
Okay,
there's no way to make sense of it.
Sound like Dick. You're right.
Because even if it was Richard, his last name is Grayson.
Yes. That's why I said the K doesn't make sense. Unless, and this is a possibility, the KY is just a nickname because at one point in comics they changed Dick Grayson's name to Rick Grayson, RIC, because it was like 2015 or something like that, and they wanted to try to change it from Dick because Dick doesn't mean what it does. But that failed miserably, so they changed it back to Dick because everyone's like, "What
it's always going to be Dick Grayson."
People named Dick.
Yeah, I know.
People named Dick.
But they tried to change it. It failed, but it was spelled RIC, so maybe it's spelled RIC.
But where's the Y come from?
Maybe they just add Grayson. I don't know. It's stupid.
But that's what I mean. So Brain, it could be Ryson or something, but they did it basically because they were trying not to give away their huge plot twist at the end.
The stupid garbage plot twist. It would have been better if he was just some random guy who was just inspired. But no, this is Bruce Wayne. So garbage and stupid.
I love fighting with TJ about stuff because he hates the ones that don't make any difference or anything like that. But this one, I gotta agree with you on this one. TJ.
Yeah, we all agree on this one. This one was just bad. Just plain bad.
They're so dependent on the Bruce Wayne name and Batman being this justice warrior in this time period. It's just so bad. They can't. It almost stifles any creative thought they have.
Right,
it's garbage.
He can't even.
But there was just no story here.
Yeah,
like they didn't give you anything.
That's the story. They stole every sci-fi story that's ever been made and put it here. They
used the characters from the old-timey sci-fi
right.
show. So this one says appearing in the year 3000. We got a lot of stuff to cover here.
Yeah.
We got Batman 3000 Brain. We got Robin 3000 Ricky. We got Laurel, her single appearance.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. Brain and Ricky, they both say first appearance.
Yep.
Whoa, I didn't realize that.
We're gonna get more.
Oh no.
We got Laurel's single appearance. Yeah. We got Fura and Fura's robotic forces. Both are first appearances also.
Yeah, and Fura dies. So maybe he comes back as a robot. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The people of Earth, the Commandos of 3000, the people of Saturn, Robin and Batman in cameos, even though they said they wouldn't appear in that comic. Earth, concentration camps, a subway tunnel, a munitions factory, Museum of Ancient History, the War Wing. We got Saturn, we got Titan, we got the moon of Saturn.
So before you continue, someone really liked this comic.
Yeah.
Somebody loved this comic. Somebody was like, "Oh shit, this is our breakthrough."
Is the best one, yep. Items.
Yes.
We got a time capsule from 1939-1940 New York World's Fair. We have Fura's Space Televisor. We have a book of Commando battle tactics. We have Strato rocket suits. And then vehicles, we have a new Batmobile.
Which I didn't see.
The one car that they drive when they're doing their guerrilla warfare shit looks like
Oh,
a
okay.
Batmobile from the back.
No, it is. It's a Batmobile, and then it has like some like fancy circle stuff at the top to try to make it look like it's more
I was going
fancy.
to ask you how they already built a Batmobile, but you already seem way too pissed off to want to talk about it. So.
Yeah.
And then we got Sky Sleds, and we got Saturnarian fighter ships. Wow. Yeah, somebody now liked this comic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not now, within the last 10 years or so.
Right, whoever wrote this synopsis.
Right, but this was garbage, man. This was the worst comic I've read in a long time.
Maybe somebody
That one
likes
was
it so
pretty
much
bad.
because the next one's way better and it makes more sense. You think?
Well, maybe it is someone really likes the whole Batman number 26, and just because everything seems to be a little more detailed in this little thing. But I don't know, that 3000 one has a lot in there.
Yeah.
Like, someone went out of their way to put all that in there. I don't know. I really, really did not like that one. Like I said, I think it might be the worst comic I've read in a long, long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I wasn't real happy with it, to be honest with you. It's weird. It's definitely an odd thing to put in, and it's not going to follow continuity, and it's not going to, the Batman and Robin are never, unless they were going to do a spin-off. You think maybe they were going to do a spin-off?
I think maybe they thought they had something in the Batman when they have a Batman in Space comic that they could make.
Yeah, maybe.
What about you, Lump?
I can't believe you just made me look up like what it would be, because I can't believe you just told me this was your first appearance. Like, this is gonna be something.
They're coming back. I hope it's only once, but they look like they are coming.
It could only be once, to be honest with you. Oh, I know. That's what a first appearance means, though. But
the weird thing is, what I just looked up is, and I'm trying to figure it out, but they're calling that guy Brain Taylor.
Yeah, it's probably his last name.
But his name's
Taylor.
Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
Taylor is the guy that goes into the future on Planet of the Apes.
You know what it is? They probably realized, oh, that's stupid what we did. Let's retcon all that. And
name it after
when I'm going to tell you something else, what I just saw was that that Brain Taylor runs from the 1930s all the way to 2011.
Which means he's sporadic throughout the comics.
Which means it's not one time.
So, some of the recurring things I start to get a little, I start to get a little like for them. I hope I don't fall into this one and be like, yes, Brain. I hope we can.
There's no way. There's no way.
For all we know, maybe they retcon that he's not Bruce Wayne and they tell some good sci-fi stories with it. Yeah. But all I know that this was just.
It was bad.
This whole comic has weirdness in it. Like, every story is a little
agree
weird.
with that. Yeah, everything's a little bit off. Yeah. It's not. Listen, I really liked the first story.
But it was still weird because it was he kidnaps a whale.
Yes, I agree.
They're different. They're a little different this time for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's the same writers. I don't know. Maybe they're just getting bored and they're just trying different things.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it.
You know why time travelers are great at planning ahead? Because they're always ahead of their time. Just like this comic book was ahead of its time.
All right, that one was just pure bad.
I like this one. I like this one. I'm reading a book on I like this one. I'm reading a book on anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. I thought that was good.
I mean, that was a more simpler joke.
It was better than the other one, but those are both statements.
Listen, there's a bunch of... Here you go. I'd tell you a pun about futurism, but I'm sure you won't get it until tomorrow. How's that one sound? Is that one better? Edit them all out and leave that one in. How about that, TJ?
I'm not editing any of them out. They're going to know all your bad jokes.
I get so much fan mail of my jokes, so I don't care. I can mess up once in a while.
The one on our last episode was the best.
Whatever. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.